Well, that works too already. So hello everybody. I know there's at least one other person in here right now. We're gonna wait a few minutes before we get going, as you know, we're gonna wait to see if we get some more people in here. I just realized something too, in my excitement. I forgot to do this. Ah, Hey, DC, I see you. Yeah, I just realized I forgot to share the link here, um, so I'm sharing it right now. Uh, okay, there we go. Now I got all that shared. Uh, yeah, I kind of got busy with. I got, I basically finished setting things up. Was done with that part by 6:30, and then just so I went and started playing games for a while to kill a little time before coming on here, and then I just now realized that I forgot to. Hey, Batgoat. Evening, gents. Evening, Batgoat. Just waiting on some people to come in. Um, and thank you guys for the likes and shares, of course. I really appreciate that. Um, I think anonymity, if he comes in tonight, will probably be under a different name. I think it's T2. A T2 channel got zapped as well, apparently, because even though I still have him listed as my moderator, I noticed my sub count went down one and then went back up one. So he might be he might be coming in under a different name tonight. Even in that goat boys. And of course, I did private last night's stream due to the controversial nature of the comments I made. So, um, oh yeah, middle of the week. So how are you guys doing? So back good. I guess you didn't go do your trivia tonight, huh? Were you were you busy doing your house cleaning, or are they off for Christmas break or something? Reach out and touch somebody's hand. I see. No, trivia's done doing lockdown. During. Yeah, I knew it. We have a fourth person in here now. Good. Hmm. Half a 6 minute mark. Probably wait till about 10 minutes and I'll get going. We're doing email trivia amongst us to keep sharp. Hmm. And we're back down to three again. Excuse me a moment, guys, when I go off camera for a quick moment here. Hmm. Yeah, so we're at the 7 minute mark here. A few more minutes when I look up some stuff. Okay. Anyways, so how'd your all's day go today? You guys doing anything exciting today? I got the apple pie flavored coffee for my Keurig. Man, it's good. It's the donut shop brand. Smells like fresh pie. Oh, that sounds cool. Now, I'm not a coffee drinker myself, but that does sound pretty cool. Wouldn't mind having an apple pie about now. What about you, HEC? Anything new or interesting going on? Hmm. Hmm. We got four people again. That's cool. Welcome, fourth person. Hope everything going well for you today. My son asked me to make vids of his Hot Wheel cars, so I did six. Laugh out loud. Doing this let me find a load of videos to edit and upload. That helps a bit, huh? Laugh out loud. BG, I have coffee flavored rum. Yeah, that's awesome. Did you did they did you say they are uploaded? I will watch. They're going to be set for tomorrow. Hmm, that's cool. Okay, so now we're past the 10 minute mark. So guess we'll kind of get started here. As you guys know, I did have some more stuff from yesterday that I didn't get to. So what's on tap for tonight is the stuff I didn't get to yesterday. And if I do come up a little short on time, what we'll probably do is we'll look through CBR, because that's where I'm getting my articles for tonight. I we come up a little short, maybe we'll find another article or two on the fly. But as of now, the I got three stories. One of them will be in regards to the Crime Syndicate of America from DC Comics. Another will I'll be talking about Archie Comics reboot of Mighty Crusaders, and then some news about the Kingdom manga. So, anyways, I gotta go off camera for just a sec. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's see. Yeah, I might make one of the caramel flavors I have and spike with Kahula. It's well. Okay. All right, so let's get into the articles that I have picked. I do have for tonight for you guys. First one is going to be talking about the crime syndicate here. Um, for those of you who don't know what the crime syndicate is, it's basically Earth Three's Justice League. Earth Three, where everything's reversed. The Justice League is evil, and like the members of the secret society, all the villains that we know in the main universe are actually the heroes. Good. Yep. PG. Okay. Okay. Oh, without no further ado, let's get started here. Crime Syndicate, DC's Evil Justice League lands its first series. Writer Andy Schmidt and artist Kieran McEwen are launching a Crime Syndicate series that spins out of DC's Dark Knight's death metal event. I said the Crime Syndicate is Earth Three's version of the Justice League, so where everything is reversed. So the Evil Justice League of Earth Three will star in a DC miniseries titled Crime Syndicate by writer Andy Schmidt and artist Kieran McEwen. The six-issue Crime Syndicate miniseries will spin out of the events of Dark Knight's death metal, with Earth 3 reborn in a brand new multiverse. The series stars a paranoid titan, Ultraman, a narcissist, Superwoman, a Owlman, a broken moral compass, Power Ring slash Emerald Knight, a sociopath, Johnny Quick, and a sadist, Atomica. Crime Syndicate will also feature a backup story drawn by Brian Hitch that chronicles the origins of Ultraman. Kieran and I were given a once in a lifetime opportunity to build a world from the ground up, writer Andy Schmidt said in a statement. We're establishing the crime syndicate's origin story for the first time, how and why they came together, and we're not taking it lightly. You'll find that you've entered a fully realized world. This is the story of the crime syndicate, but it's also the story of Earth 3, and it moves fast and pulls no punches. Again, Earth 3, of course, is the polar opposite of Earth 1, where the superheroes of Earth 1 are 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 villains on Earth 3, and the villains of Earth 1 are heroes on Earth 3. So Crime Syndicate #1 of 6, written by Andy Schmidt, art by Kieran McEwen and Brian Hatch, cover by Jim Chung. Variant cover by Scan, on sale 3/2/21 or March 2nd, 21. Spinning out of the pages of Dark Knight's death metal, the DC multiverse is reborn, and with it a new Earth. Witness the true origins of the malevolent makers of mayhem known as the Crime Syndicate, as a common foe unites them. But how long can alliances last between villains like these? Also, in this debut issue, witness the origin of Ultraman in our special backup story drawn by superstar artist Brian Hatch. Crime Syndicate #1 by Andy Schmidt, Kieran McCowan, and Brian Hitch goes on sale March 2nd, 2021 from DC. That is a pretty quick article. And this is the next one. I picked up my son's Christmas gift today, a Switch. He's gonna love it. Yay! Um, when you say a Switch, what kind of Switch are you talking about? Are you talking about the gaming system, or are you talking about like the type of Switch you go in the backyard for? You go and cut off a switch, as it were. What kind of switch exactly are you talking about, that goat? And I'll be back. I gotta go off camera for a moment. A little smiley face from ATC. Nintendo Switch. Okay, I wasn't sure. I obviously wasn't sure what you were talking about, so that's why I asked. So, anyways, on to this. Let's see now. Yeah, we're just barely over the 20-minute mark here already. Well, as I said, if we do end up having some extra time, we might just look for stories on the fly. Archie taps Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld to reboot Mighty Crusaders. Archie Comics has recruited Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld for a four-issue miniseries reboot of the Mighty Crusaders in 2021. Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld is headed to Archie Comics for a four-issue miniseries reboot of the Mighty Crusaders. Um, I've been chomping at the bit with the folks at Archie and do something with these legendary characters. Liefeld told Deadline. The Shield is the first patriotic comic book icon predating Captain America. Um, these are original comic book superheroes with a glorious history behind them. I'm so psyched to tell the story and turn my fans onto these characters. Well, at least thus far, it sounds like it's not going to be woke, but that'll be a good thing as long as they don't, then reboots we know usually do have problems. So, but here are some of the panels and stuff here, the artwork. While we get on to the next thing, see if you guys have said anything since last commented. Plus, a case extra controller and a bunch of Nintendo eStore cards, so he can download games right away. Not cheap, and he's all grown up, but I'm proud of the little dude. Yeah, and the even littler dude that he's probably spawned, right? He's 6'3", 230, zero fat. Um, Works out all the time. He's a beast. Laugh out loud. Yeah, he could probably jump into a ring and be a very solid junior heavyweight, if not heavyweight, right on the cusp there at 230. Anyways, excuse me a moment. I got to go off camera again. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm back now. Let's see. All right, so as we continue the story here, created by Jerry Siegel, Paul Rainman, and Mike Sikowski. Jerry Siegel, we know that name. I think everybody knows that name. That's Superman's creator. Mike Sikowski, I've heard, is a pretty well-known comic book writer from back in the olden days as well. The Mighty Crusaders debuted in 1965's Flyman number 31 before receiving their own title. which ran for just 7 issues under the Mighty Comics imprint. It was then revived in 1983 under Red Circle Comics and licensed by DC in 1992. Published as The Crusaders under the Impact line, the original team consisted of Black Hood, the Comet, the Fly, Fly Girl, and Shield. And the elements of the team have since made their way into the CW's Riverdale. When I learned that Rob, a creator of the highest caliber with a long, sterling track record, was a fan of our characters, I knew we had to act fast, Archie Comics CEO publisher John Goldwater said. Along with Marvel and DC, Archie Comics is one of the few media companies with an entire catalog of superheroes dating back to the earliest days of comics and that are beloved and bursting with potential. Well, quite honestly, I never knew that. I I knew a little bit about Archie comics, but like I knew of Archie, I knew like some people could even argue that some of Casper and Casper's friend, even though that was Harvey comics, some of their characters were also heat. But see, so Archie comic, I knew of like Archie and his crew. I knew of the Groovy Ghoulies. I knew of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So that's all I really knew about Archie comics. Um, this series will remind people why the characters matter and put them in the A list when they have always where they have always belonged. Put them in the A list. Rob's work has always been dynamic in terms of storytelling, action, character, and style. Archie Comics co-president Alex Segura added, "One of my earliest comic book memories was picking up a copy of X Force #1 and being completely enamored. To have Rob bring that same energy and fearless creativity to Archie's stable superhero characters is a dream come true. I'm so excited for people to read these stories and show everyone why heroes like the Shield, Jaguar, Comet, Fly Girl, and others matter more today than ever before." There's the end of that article. If you guys have anything more to, he fights with criminals every day and wins. He has no kids yet. The marriage got pushed off till next year because of fake pandemic. Oh, are you talking about the author here? He fights with criminals every. He has no kids yet. Or are you talking about the heroes in the story? Sorry, I'm all tuned up on coffee. You're all gotta chill. Yeah. Last night I needed to chill. Now I guess you need to chill there, back goat. uh, I'll be right back, guys. Right. No, my son. Oh, okay. Your son. Okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, the government ruining everybody's life again. That sucks. So anyways, let's move on. Let me find the last story here that I was going to do coming in here. Oh, here we go. This is the one I was looking for. The one that I was going to do yesterday. Kingdom, the second best-selling manga of 2020, still doesn't have an English release. Yeah, I saw the anime version of this series. It was actually pretty cool. It's set in the Warring States period of China, where when they were developing, when they were moving towards becoming a country, long before communist China, of course. Um, Pretty interesting story, to say the least. Okay, so here we go. Though Kingdom has a still continuing anime series that's reached international viewers, the manga has yet to be published outside of Japan. And of course, I would highly recommend you guys go check out. I would I would recommend you go check out the anime of Kingdom if you ever get a chance. Boy, he's a good boy. Yep. Anyways, give me one moment again. Sorry. When most people guess what the most popular manga in Japan are franchises such as One Piece and the surging Jujutsu Kaisen will likely come to mind. However, there's another hugely popular manga that many Western fans might not even know about. Yoshisa's Hera's Kingdom was Japan's second best-selling manga in 2021. That popularity is belied by being completely obscure elsewhere. Though the series still though the series still continuing anime series has reached international viewers, the manga has yet to be published outside of Japan. Here's a look at Kingdom's fantastic manga sales and why it's so popular despite having such minimal international presence. You scroll. Kingdom is the greatest story never told. Look at this. And I can tell you that character is ready to kick some major butt. That guy right there, it will become a famous general in China. And of course, they have some pretty good music too to go with the as shown in the Oricon sales chart. The best-selling manga series of the past year, tracked from November 2019 to November 2020, included expected books such as Demon Slayer by a landslide, One Piece, Haikyuu, which I believe is a manga slash anime series revolving around volleyball, indoor volleyball, and Jujutsu Kaisen. In second place, however, is Kingdom, with sales of over 8 million manga volumes, This surpasses One Piece by over 500,000 units, though it still pales in comparison to Demon Slayer sales over 80 million manga volumes. Now, as I said, I've seen the anime of Kingdom. It's a pretty cool story. I can see why it would be very popular. The historical series takes place during China's Warring States period and is based around the life of orphan Shin. And yes, that's how you pronounce it, Shin. X is pronounced the sh sound in Chinese. Um, when Shin's friend returns mortally wounded after having mysteriously gone missing, Shin discovers that he had met the current ruler of their kingdom, determined to fulfill their mutual childhood promise to become a great military general. Shin devotes himself to the king and the task of ending China's incessant wars. Many of the characters in the series are at least partially based on historical figures, including Shin himself. Beginning back in 2005, the series has 59 volumes published so far. The series also got an anime adaptation in 2012, which began its third season earlier this year. It will resume broadcast after COVID related delays in April 2021. Its lack of an English release could stem from its historical nature, as well as the fact that it's already so far along in the story. When it first came out, its more realistic premise likely wouldn't have interested the same crowd as One Piece, Naruto, or Bleach. Whatever the reason for the ambivalence in bringing it abroad, it remains a major franchise in the land of the rising sun. Yeah, and I think the historical nature of the story is one of the things that does make it interesting. A different time, a different setting, when you're really talking about escapism and all that. My Kingdom remains popular. If you guys are saying anything in regards to the article so far. Hey, Woody. Hey, all. My son is also a beast of similar size, 30-ish and no kids. Hey, Woody. And also, very good boy, high action, also as well as Batgoat and Mike. Well, thank you for joining us, Woody. Always nice to have you here. I'm just kind of going back through some of the sorry, I'm hmm, just going through some of these stories that I didn't get to last night here. Um, the strength of the series, world building, and pacing has been perhaps the biggest reason for why it's so huge in Japan. Many have described it as a sort of cross between One Piece and Berserk. I could see that comparison being well. I've seen Berserk, so I could see some of the more gory elements of Berserk, with the historical setting adding an extra layer of gravitas to the drama. This more realistic premise is also a stark contrast to most of today's popular manga, which are decidedly supernatural in nature. In fact, the biggest trend in recent manga is supernatural horror. But Kingdom showcases how more realistic problems, such as the horrors of war, can be just as gripping. And yes, it is I know as an anime it was pretty graphic, and it was probably a pretty graphic manga as well. Um, Likewise, while the grim realities of war ever present throughout the series make the comparisons to Berserk more than apt, the series is never as gratuitous with graphic violence. This has likely helped it gain a wider mainstream audience. The continued success of the anime has likely also helped things in this regard. Hopefully, this will eventually see the now incredibly long running manga reach the West, where its popularity has grown even further. Not to mention the soundtrack of the anime is pretty kick ass too. And of course, I'm just waiting for effect there. Hey, cool, Woody. Good to see you. Late again. Yeah, well, anyway, so hey, those are the stories that I was gonna, you know, share last night, but we ran along with the first two. So now I don't necessarily have any stories planned, but we can probably look through and see if there's anything that grabs my attention, as it were. There are already some that I kind of saw in passing that were grabbing my attention already. So it was actually before I do that, gotta go off camera again. Oh, let's see now. Now that we're back to here, let's see. Oh, this looks like an interesting story. A Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. What makes the series so popular? We will look at that one next. But excuse me once more. Sorry. Okay, so Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. What makes the series so popular? Uh, Demon Slayer's meteoric rise cannot be overstated. But just what is it that makes the series so addictive for fans around the world? Now, Demon Slayer, of course, is about, you know, basically people who train to go slay demons. So, if you're interested in an underdog story in the manga anime industry, there's none better than Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Um, the series has single handedly changed the entire industry in the last 2 years. The manga has um, was relatively unknown in mainstream circles when it initially began, but since the anime aired, and especially since the release of a particular now iconic episode, the series has seen a huge uptick in sales, resulting in 1,000 millions of copies, or 100 million copies um, of the manga being in circulation at the moment. Its recent movie, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Infinity Train, has also been smashing box office records. Fastest film in Japanese cinema history to make over $100 million. Now, one of the other factors, of course, is Nezuko. Nezuko. A lot of people love Nezuko. You know, she's a very popular character in that series. Like many popular series, there will be people who dismiss Demon Slayer as overhyped. But there are many reasons as to why the series has received so much love and support from a continuously growing fan base. Okay, thus far nothing new. Okay. Um, the Demon Slayer episode that changed everything. The anime was really what shot the series up to fame. The clean animation style, as well as how seamlessly it blends action sequences, are just some of the things that caught most people's eyes when it first aired. Um, what's more, the studio that animated the series had never animated a shonen property before. You you photo you photo UFO table um, usually animates light novels, and Demon Slayer became the first Shonen Jump series that it handled. But it wasn't until episode 19 that the anime kind of broke the internet. Um, the colors and graphics of the scene in which Tanjiro slashes at Rui's neck, coupled with the stakes, Tanjiro at his lowest point towards the climax, um, is animated brilliantly. Tanjiro is exhausted at the moment. At that moment, we just seen him defeat several demons prior to finding Rui, and Rui's the first lower moon demon that he encounters. He's all alone, and to make matters worse, Rui wants Nezuko. With only a broken blade to fight, Tanjiro finds himself at an extreme disadvantage. This was also a turning point for Tanjiro, who had up until this point always used the water breathing style. Here he awakens a part of his family history and had been buried in his memories, brought to the surface thanks to the imminent danger of his sister. The color change from his water breathing style into the dance of the fire god style, is utterly gorgeous. It's here um, that we see how formidable he is as a demon slayer, and audiences around the world fell fell truly in love with his adventure. Let's see. I'll be right back. Demon Slayer is about the unbreakable bonds of family. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba has made it abundantly clear that family is the core theme of the story. Um, with its spotlight firmly on Tanjiro and Nezuko's relationship, Tanjiro's story begins with him determined to turn his sister back into a human, choosing to have her with him despite the danger that he's putting her in. He can't risk losing her just as he lost the rest of his family. Although Tanjiro puts it upon himself to protect her from harm, Nezuko does just the same. The bond founded on love and trust. Even though their family is gone, their love has never faded. In her time of turmoil, Nezuko often sees her mother and her family, such as when she thinks of them when being confronted with Sanemi's blood. Um, we rarely see any scene of Tanjiro's father, but it's the memory of his father dancing that saved his life and his sister's life. Demon Slayer feels real and raw, and that's the picture of his family right there. Um, not sure which one is Nezuko. I think Nezuko is the one in pink right there at the far left. Demon Slayer could have easily skipped over the rehabilitation periods and gone into the next arc, but it doesn't shy away from the fact that these characters have endured some pretty heavy injuries. Serious but not life threatening because shonen heroes are untouchable in that regard. After the fight with the spider demons, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, um, let's see, were put out of commission to recover and had to spend weeks trying to get back into optimal shape. Grief and loss are felt deeply in the series. Um, the very nature of the world of Demon Slayer hinges on a system that is built on demons killing humans and vice versa. Blood is inevitably going to be spilled, people die, we lose a lot of characters who we know for only a short period of time, but that loss is still deeply felt because of how quickly they have taken up space in our minds and hearts. None of these characters will walk away as the same person ever again. Every fight, every conversation, every loss changes them physically and emotionally, making the series feel so much rawer. And people are still here. Tanjiro's kindness is a much needed light. Having nice shonen heroes is a staple of the genre, but there's something about Tanjiro's character that makes him stand out. Tanjiro will always be the first to stand up for the weak. And of course, in the English dub, Zach Aguilar is the guy who voices Tanjiro. Um, he has also the English voice of Koichi in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, I believe. So, um, and then as I probably mentioned before, Inosuke, who is the hog mask demon slayer, as voiced by Bryce Papenbrook, who also voices Kirito in Sword Art Online, the English voice of Kirito. So, um, continuing on here, even protecting Tamayo and Yushiro, even though they're demons. Even Inosuke, who's known for his harsh way of talking, crumbled in the face of his gentle smile. Despite all that he's lost and all that he still stands to lose, his unfailing and unflinching kindness is seen as a light for many people, shown most prominently in his interactions with the demons, even though it was a demon who killed his entire family and turned Nezuko into one of them, making him more than justified to vow vengeance on every demon he encounters that he encounters. It doesn't stop him from realizing that these demons were once like him. Tanjiro's kindness, in turn, humanizes the demons. It's the empathy that gives them their humanity back, even if only in their dying moments. So that was another good story there. Yeah. So let's see. So we're coming up on an hour now, so probably time for at least one more story here. Just give me a moment while I go off camera. Um, what do you guys think of Demon Slayer? Anybody in here ever watched it besides me? Excuse me again. Well, I guess from the looks of it, I guess nobody else here has probably seen it or has an interest in it. So, guess I'll move on then. There's another story here that kind of caught my attention as well. Of course, because it has to do a lot with one of my all-time favorite animes, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho. Netflix announces live-action series based on the classic manga. I know there's been some talk about this already over the past few days. Um, hmm. Let's get into this. Yu Yu Hakusho. Netflix announces live-action series based on the classic manga. Netflix has announced a live-action series based on Yoshihiro Togashi's manga Yu Yu Hakusho, which famously received an anime adaptation in the 90s. Again, one of my probably my all-time favorite, by the way. Netflix is developing a live action television series based on Yoshihiro Togashi's classic manga series, Yu Hakusho. This announcement comes courtesy of a post to the official at NXO and Netflix Twitter account. When Yusuke dies, saving another's life, he'll embark on a journey across the world of humans, spirits, and demons to return to the land of the living. The post reads Yoshihiro Togashi's legendary manga, Yu Yu Hakusho, will be a live action series on Netflix. Netflix contents acquisition director Kazutaka Sakamoto will executive produce the project with Akira Mori, Mori producing for Robot Communications. I guess here's the tweet. Togashi's Yu Yu Hakusho manga ran for 19 volumes from December 1990 to July 1994. Series follows Yusuke Urameshi, a 14-year-old delinquent who habitually gets involved in street fights. Yusuke is killed when he pushes a child out of the way of an oncoming car and is struck by the vehicle himself after successfully passing a series of tests presented to him by Koenma, son of King Enma, who decides whether one's soul goes to heaven or hell. Yusuke is resurrected and granted the title of Underworld Detective, or in the English dub, Spirit Detective. Yu Yu Hakusho famously received an anime adaptation which aired on Fuji TV in Japan from October 1992 to December 1994. An English dub of the anime arrived in North America several years later, running on Cartoon Network from February 2002 to April 2006. A localized version of Yu Yu Hakusho originally aired on the Adult Swim programming block. It was then moved to Toonami anime block before being moved once again, concluding its run as part of Cartoon Network Saturday morning lineup. Very early Saturday morning lineup, I will tell you. I remember it being on at like 5 a.m. You know, you either had to stay up all night to watch it or hope you get up that early to check it out. Let's see. In addition to the main anime series, Yu Yu Hakusho spawned two films: 1993's Yu Yu Hakusho the movie and 1994's Hakusho the movie Poltergeist Report, both of which divert from the manga and feature original story content. It is currently unknown when Netflix live action Yu Yu Hakusho series is slated to arrive. Additionally, no casting information is available at this time. I just hope they don't go woke with it. That'd suck. Here we go. Hey, Mike, Toys, Batgoat, Woody. How are y'all? Also, I'll be listening. I'm driving to work. All right, cool, man. Hey, just got home. Evening. Okay, so they didn't wipe out your second channel here. Evening, Leto. Have a good one. I was a little concerned because I saw that my sub count went down to 100, then back up to 101, and I couldn't find any of your comments. I wasn't sure if if this channel got zapped as well. Anonymity. Hey, anonymity. How goes it? Same old, same old. 6 people now. Cool. Thanks, dude. Yeah, so I basically finished up the stories that I was gonna do last night. Finished up the stories last night, and then we're just looking through some here. Um, let's see. I think they yeeted my old account. Oh, hey, Anon was out in garbage smoke or out in garage smoking several bowls. How are you? Hey, Leto, Anon. Hell yeah, man. I'm about to get into that stuff called garlic cookies. Oh, garlic cookies. Oh boy, don't know if that's quite as tasty. But then again, maybe I'm just a little spoiled because I just enjoy cookies that are sweet and sugary. Chocolate chip all the way, peanut butter and all the same. Oh, see ya talking about Yu live action. I'll have to rewatch that. Um, yeah, I just finished talking about that Leto. Evening Bat Goat and Action Toys and Woody. Let's see. We're past the hour mark here. Might be able to get one more story in or so. Out loud. I remember Girl Scout cookies was a big thing last year. Early last year, I took some to Hawaii. Out loud, out loud. It doesn't taste like garlic, surprisingly, but yeah, it has a more sweet taste, a slight earthly berry hints. I think we're talking about naughty stuff again, Mike. Sorry. Well, at least though we're not getting so vigorously animated like I did last night. That's you know um so at least I'm not doing that, right? Yeah, that and garlic glue and was huge. Man, I miss Colorado and dispersed weed. Gorilla Glue is still being pimped in Minnesota as good stuff. Okay, that was funny, Mike. I went back and watched. Oh, me going off? Yeah, but as Batgoat reminded me, yeah, I probably went a little too far with some of the comments, and if I hadn't privated it, would have probably got me in trouble. Could have got me in trouble. But glue still is great stuff, man. I loved it. Oh, I'm done, Mike. It was just us here. No foul committed. Oh, thank you, Batgoat. Ah, let's see. We're past the hour mark here. I might. Um. Okay, so we're coming up now on hour and 10 minutes here, in about another just under 40 seconds. You guys think I should try to do at least one more story, or you guys want me to start maybe gearing up towards wrapping up? I could theoretically do one or two more stories, try to stretch it to an hour and a half here or so, if you guys want. Shall I look up more stories, or did you guys want to start wrapping up? Let me know here in the chat. Up to you, man. I missed Internet Historian doing He premiered. it's, it's so funny. Yeah, we have 6 people in here now. So that's cool. And of course, I do appreciate the likes and shares, guys. Seeing if we can get more people here. I'm just going to eat some BBQ. I was cooking during Leto's stream earlier. You can wrap it up, Mike. I actually have gift wrapping to do. All right, so okay, then are you guys ready for this day in niche history? Then maybe I will just wrap it up because I also want to go out and grab a bite to eat. Be a bit more prepared tomorrow to run a little longer. You know, realize that to get maybe like up to an hour and a half, I probably do need like something like 5 stories or so. But are you guys so? Are you guys ready for niche history then? Niche it up, history! Yay, history! Niche it up, my dude. How about that? I just got my wife to cook something. Oh, cool. Anyways, okay. So let me just. Okay, so since we're basically done here, so I guess I can and I can head wrap that up. Give me a second. I got to go off camera again. Sorry. Let's see. Let's see what Woody had to say. Neat, neat. How about Woody? Yeah. Okay. 2015. 15. 2005. In 1985. Okay. So here we go. So let's see what you guys are meant to sound like Eugene the Jeep in some very old Popeye cartoon. Jeep 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 Jeep. Ha 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 ha. Eugene the Jeep. I loved it. He flew with his tail, right? Yeah, and the color of his nose would change depending upon what he was trying to communicate. Let me see. Okay, hold on. I gotta go off camera one more time. Sorry. That was the yellow thing, right? Yeah, Eugene the Jeep was kind of a yellow brownish looking dog-like creature. That's right. Hang on. Okay, so with today being Wednesday, December the 16th, 2017, let's take a look back on what happened on this day in each history. And the first thing we're going to look at here is we're going to go back 25 years to 1995, where the 157th episode of the Sailor Moon franchise as part of Sailor Moon S made its premiere in Japan on this date. The 157th episode of the Sailor Moon franchise premiered on this date in 1995, 25 years ago. Translated as Dream Believer, this was where Chibiusa Arini, doubtful of Pegasus' friendship, as he was not told he has not told her about himself, questions him. Pegasus leaves as he cannot reveal anything yet. During the conversation, Usagi, aka Serena, during a conversation with Usagi, aka Serena, um, Rini realizes that there are certain things that have to remain secret, and Pegasus returns to her. So that's on the Sailor Moon S series. 157th episode of the franchise premiered on this date in 1995. Well, I watched Sailor Moon. I watched Sailor Moon when it was on syndication as well, because it was on syndication even before it was on Toonami. Out here in California, I've watched it. I'm sure there are a lot of girls who probably watch it because it's kind of a girl power thing. Remember, Toonami is cartoon. Tsunami, a lot of action anime cartoons. You know, So, you have girls out there who want to be superheroes too. They probably get a big kick out of like, you know, Makoto, aka Lita, and Serena slash Usagi, all of them. So continuing on then uh, with history here. Go on to the next bit of history here. Let's see. So on this day in the year 2005, I believe this is, been 15 years ago today. This day in 2000, yeah, 2005. The movie Hoodwinked would premiere in theaters. Produced by, of course, Ken Bar Entertainment and Ken Bar Animation, and one other company I'm not going to mention because of the controversial nature of it. But on this date though, in 2005, the movie Hoodwinked would premiere in Los Angeles on this date back in 2005. So 15 years ago today, um, Hoodwinked would premiere in Los Angeles. Don't worry, Mike. One of my best friends, well, just say he's very hood. He loves Sailor Moon. Ha ha ha. I couldn't believe it. I've told you guys that some of the anime I watched was because I was working nights and that was, there was nothing else to watch but infomercials. Hoodwinked was great. Japheth the goat was mega stony hilarious. Bat goat, no better time than to explore. Yeah, I agree because there are a lot of animes out there that are just so good, during those overnight hours, you know, because if like obviously a lot of the stuff um that was on Toonami um was either edited or geared towards younger audiences. But if you ever watched like some of the animes that were on like the Midnight Run block or the Adult Swim block, or even now, they're geared more towards older audiences or mature audiences. I have to look up um, that Jaffet song on YouTube. Man, that's worth a bong rip. Bong rip. Okay, so anyways, so on this date, 15 years ago, um, Hoodwinked would have its Los Angeles premiere. Now, as we move ahead in time to 2015, there were a couple pieces of history in 2015. First off is more one on a more sadder note for wrestling, particularly fans of lucha libre, Mexican pro wrestling. I don't know if any of you have ever seen any lucha libre before. I have. Pretty interesting. Let's see. Trying to stay up and watch the new Inuyasha and whatever else, then go to school in the morning. Yay, early 2000s TV was still TV. Um, Things were weird. The cartoon. Um, so, anyways, on this day, on this date in 2015, um, legendary legendary masked luchador Liz Mark would pass away at the age of 66. On this, he was a regular star for EMLL and AAA from 1978 into the 90s. Um, so on this date, um, legendary masked luchador Liz Mark would pass away at the age of 66. Now, here's the thing: as is customary in lucha libre, most of the most masked wrestlers, their actual identities are not known to the public, as they very stringently keep their lives private. People people outside people basically outside of their own family, in other words, no one other than their family members and maybe their coworkers and promoters and stuff see these individuals without their mask on. But on this date in 2015, Liz Mark would pass away at the age of 66. And also, 2015 is just so nice that we got to hit it twice. Also happening on this date in 2015, the 13th issue of Batman 66 would go on sale on newsstands on this date in 2015. This was the Batman series that was based on the 1966 live action television series. So on this date in 2015, also saw the release or the going on sale on newsstands was the 30th issue of Batman 66. Let's see which guys are. I've seen Rey Mysterio and early Eddie and Chavo Guerrero. Adam West. Yeah, the Adam West series. Exactly. Adam West and Burt Ward, who also reprised their roles as the voices of Batman and Robin, Bruce Wayne, Dick Grayson in Filmation's The New Adventures of Batman in 1977. Oh yeah, that's the series we're talking about. They're talking about there. So, so with all that being said, bam, pow, yeah, yep, that series. That's the series we're talking about there. All right, guys. Well, we're coming up. We're just past the hour and 25-minute mark. So I thank you guys for joining me tonight. And I look forward to tomorrow night. And of course, Friday, Batgoat will be joining me hopefully, and we will get into May of 1936, or actually, no, let's see. Actually, it might be June of 1936 now that I think about it. Um, and I did look ahead a little bit to that. There aren't any what I call milestone issues. In other words, issues that have factors of 5, 10, or 25. Um, so what we'll probably do, we'll probably read synopses more, and then if you guys have if there's a particular synopsis that catches your attention that you want me to read the story, I'll try to read the story. But that's the plan for Friday. So let's see what you guys are saying here before we head out. Bafo. Ha ha ha. Thank you for the stream. And have a good one, everyone. Peace, y'all. I plan on being here. Okay, cool. Soon Christmas comics. Yeah, at the rate we're going, let's see, I think we're into June now, so we're probably getting into the possibility of like December. So so if we're going like a month, you know, we're doing these, of course, once a week. So a month every week. So it'll probably be sometime late January, early February by the time we get to talking about some of the Christmas comics at the time there. I'll be in when I get out of work. Okay. Grr. Good night, y'all. Have a good one, Leto. All right. Thank you guys again for joining me, and I shall see you tomorrow night. Bye.